morning to everyone on the flight deck. Aircrew now manning for Vent 1, Case 1 launch, Case 1 recovery. Temperature 76 degrees, altimeter 2966, density altitude 1787. Personnel not involved with flight house must now leave the flight deck catwalk. Time to don the complete and proper flight deck uniform. Helmets and flow coats on, gloves on, sleeves rolled down. Check your pockets for loose gear and FOD. Check chocks, tie down chains, and loose gear about the decks. Ensure hot exhaust is not blowing on the aircraft, weapons, or personnel. Stand well clear of all rotors, prop arcs, jet intakes, and exhaust. Start to go aircraft. Start them up!
Hi, I'm Mike, and welcome back to Air, Land, Marine. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of aviation with a spotlight on one of the most advanced and debated aircraft ever created, the Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II. The F-35 Lightning II is a single-seat, single-engine, all-weather stealth multi-role combat aircraft that is intended to perform both air superiority and strike missions, including those not traditionally fulfilled by legacy fighters. It is also able to provide electronic warfare and intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance capabilities, all packaged within a supersonic, long-range, highly maneuverable fighter. Its fifth-generation capabilities make the F-35 the most survivable and connected fighter aircraft in the world, giving pilots an advantage against any adversary, enabling them to execute their mission and come home safely. The F-35 program is a collaborative effort involving multiple countries. Its development is principally funded by the United States, with additional funding from program partner NATO countries and close US allies, including the United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, Italy, Norway, Denmark, the Netherlands, and formerly Turkey. Originally known as the Joint Strike Fighter Program, or JSF, the program was initiated to create a versatile and cutting-edge aircraft capable of meeting a range of military needs in response to the evolving requirements of air forces worldwide. The JSF program was expected to deliver an aircraft that would eventually replace large numbers of multi-role and strike fighters in the inventories of the US and its allies, including the Harrier jump jet, F-16 Falcon, FA-18 Hornet, A-10 Warthog, and the F-117 Nighthawk. As a result, the program gave birth to the F-35 in three distinct variants, each with cutting-edge features and capabilities that have propelled the aircraft to the forefront of modern aviation. Production started in 2006 with the F-35A introduced on August 2, 2016. Designed for conventional takeoff and landing, the F-35A is the most common variant operated by the United States Air Force and most international allied forces. Interestingly, the F-35B was introduced a year before the F-35A, arriving on July 31, 2015, and taking the accolade of being the first ever supersonic, radar-evading stealth aircraft with short takeoff and vertical landing capability. This variant utilises revolutionary lift fan technology, allowing it to take off in short distances, accomplish hover operations, and land vertically like a helicopter, giving it the unique capability to operate from a variety of ships, roads, and austere bases near frontline combat zones. The F-35B is currently operated by the US, United Kingdom, Italy, Japan, and Singapore. Last but by no means least is the F-35C. Introduced February 28, 2019, it has the largest wingspan and the most robust landing gear of all the F-35 variants. The design of the F-35C's wings and landing gear make it suitable for catapult launches and fly-in arrestments aboard naval aircraft carriers. Its wingtips also fold to allow for more room on the carrier's deck. As the US Navy's first stealth fighter and the world's only 5th-generation long-range stealth strike fighter, the F-35C is operated exclusively by the US Department of the Navy. When it came to picking a name for the aircraft, the F-35 was given the name Lightning II, after the US Lockheed P-38 Lightning of World War II. Despite this, some US Air Force pilots have instead nicknamed the aircraft Panther, and in other parts of the world, such as the UK, the aircraft is known simply as the Lightning. So, what makes the F-35 truly stand out? Well, that's the thing about the F-35. Unless it wants to be seen, it doesn't stand out. Sure, it certainly looks like a bit of a show-off, but don't be deceived. Those amazing looks are actually designed for stealth. Low observable stealth is a key aspect of the F-35's design, and radar cross-section is minimised through careful shaping of the airframe and the use of fibre mat radar absorbent material which is baked into the skin. Visible measures to reduce radar cross-section include alignment of edges and the serration of skin panels. In fact, if you look closely you can spot the serration of skin panels on various parts of the aircraft. Masking of the engine phase and turbine further reduces radar signature. In fact, at certain frequencies and angles, the radar cross-section of the F-35 has been characterised as lower than that of a metal golf ball. The aircraft also has reduced infrared and visual signatures, as well as strict controls of radio frequency emitters to prevent their detection. The engine also plays a part in the stealth and reduced radar signature of the F-35, and we'll come to that shortly. All up, the F-35 has an unmatched ability to evade enemy detection and enter contested airspace. The F-35 has the most advanced sensor suite of any fighter in history, and its array of mission systems are among the most complex aspects of the aircraft. These systems include the active electronically scanned array radar, distributed aperture system, electro-optical targeting system, and advanced electronic warfare capabilities to locate and track enemy forces, jam hostile radars, and disrupt attacks using countermeasures for self-defense against missiles. The system allows the pilot to locate, track, and target enemy aircraft, vehicles, and other assets in both day and night and in all weather conditions. It's so advanced that it can also identify the different types of aircraft and ground vehicles, as well as recommending to the pilot suggested weapons to deploy. Overall, the F-35's advanced sensor fusion enables pilots to draw on information from all of their onboard sensors to create a single, integrated picture of the battlefield that greatly enhances awareness and survivability. Furthermore, by utilising network-enabled ops, the F-35 also serves as an information and communications gateway, sharing its operational picture with friendly ground, sea and air assets without compromising its low observability. The cockpit of the F-35 is crowned by a one-piece tinted canopy that is hinged at the front and built to withstand the impact of a 4-pound bird at 480 knots without breaking. Special coatings are also applied to the canopy to support the aircraft's stealth characteristics. For control of the F-35 there is a left-hand throttle and a right-hand side stick, known collectively as a hands-on throttle and stick system. And for life support, an onboard oxygen generation system is fitted, along with an auxiliary oxygen bottle and backup system for emergencies. If things go bad and the pilot needs to punch out, a Martin Baker US 16E ejection seat is launched by a twin catapult system housed on side rails. The cockpit is designed to give the pilot the best possible situational awareness, and in support of this, the main onboard display is a 20 by 8 inch panoramic touchscreen, which shows flight instruments, stores management, and integrated caution and warnings. The communication, navigation, and identification system is the most advanced integrated avionics system ever engineered and affords F-35 pilots capabilities derived from more than 27 separate avionics functions. The system allows for simultaneous operation of multiple critical functions, such as identification of friend or foe, precision navigation, and various voice and data communications. The pilot can also customize the arrangement of information. For redundancy, below the main display, there is also a smaller standby display. The cockpit also features a speech recognition system, and unlike most modern aircraft, the F-35 doesn't have a head-up display. Instead, flight and combat information is displayed on the visor of the pilot's helmet. To the multi-role tactical aircraft pilot of the F-35, split-second decision-making can be a matter of life or death. The next-generation pilot interface provides revolutionary situational awareness using the F-35 Gen 3 helmet-mounted display system and serves as the pilot's primary display. Costing a cool $400,000, every helmet is custom fitted to its pilot during a 2-day process. And yes, that's $400,000 each, and yes, that's an entire 2 days of fitting. The F-35 helmet is arguably one of the most advanced pieces of technology on the planet, and is a key piece of the F-35 human-machine interface. The information a pilot needs to complete any mission, airspeed, heading, altitude, tactical, targeting information and warnings can all be projected onto the helmet's visor. This approach greatly reduces the pilot's workload and increases responsiveness. Infrared and night vision imagery can also be displayed, and a network of 6 cameras around the aircraft provide a 360-degree field of view to the pilot, which gives them the ability to see through the aircraft structure thanks to imagery projected onto the helmet's visor. The system displays all pertinent information, no matter where the pilot is looking, providing an unprecedented 360 degrees of situational awareness. As part of this functionality, visual targeting enables the pilot to assign weapons by looking at and designating targets, as well as providing target verification. The HMDS also allows an F-35 pilot to fire missiles at targets even when the nose of the aircraft is pointing in a different direction. Pretty cool, hey? When it comes to armament, the F-35 doesn't disappoint. And, depending on mission requirements, it can employ a wide range of air-to-surface and air-to-air ordnance, with the weapons payload of the F-35B running to 15,000 pounds, and the F-35A and C each boasting a weapons payload of up to 18,000 pounds. In order to maintain its stealth profile, the F-35 has 2 internal weapons bays, each with 2 weapons stations. For missions that do not require stealth, the aircraft can also use 6 external weapon stations that are mounted on the wings. These external wing stations can carry large bombs, and the wingtip pylons can each carry a single short-range air-to-air missile and are canted outwards to reduce their radar cross-section. For countermeasures, 2 compartments behind the weapons bays contain flares, chaff, and towed decoys. Overall, this weapons adaptability allows the F-35 to switch roles on the fly. Literally. From precision-guided bombs providing increased reach, lethality and survivability against heavily protected strategic targets, to sidewinder missiles increasing the ability to deter near-peer adversaries. In addition, the F-35A is armed with a 25mm GAU-22A equalizer 4-barreled rotary cannon, which is mounted internally near the left wing root with 182 rounds carried on board. With a typical rate of fire of 3,300 rounds per minute, your 182 rounds are not going to last very long. The rounds in the cannon might not last long, but fortunately it uses Nammo 25mm PGU-47U armour-piercing projectiles, which feature a tungsten carbide penetrator in the tip and an explosive fragmentation body, making them highly effective against both hardened and soft targets. The cannon can also use the PGU-32U semi-armour-piercing high-explosive incendiary rounds. Additionally, for training purposes, the cannon is typically loaded with PGU-51B reduced ricochet effect ammunition. These rounds provide the safest gun training for pilot and aircraft, and a reduced surface danger zone. Not to be left out, The F-35B and F-35C have no internal cannon, and instead they can use a Terma multi-mission pod carrying 220 rounds of ammunition. The pod is mounted on the centerline of the aircraft and shaped to reduce its radar cross-section. In lieu of the cannon, the pod can also be used for different equipment and purposes, such as electronic warfare, aerial reconnaissance, rear-facing tactical radar, and directed energy weapons. And maybe it's just me, but I'm convinced that pod has a smiley face. What do you think? Smiley faces aside, with an impressive array of weapons that can make even the toughest adversary think twice about their life choices, the F-35 is most definitely a force to be reckoned with. When it comes to performance, the F-35 continues to deliver. The aircraft operates a single-engine configuration and is powered by the Pratt Whitney F-135, which is the most powerful fighter engine in the world. With a top speed of Mach 1.6, the F-35 can perform as a long-range supersonic fighter, even with a full complement of internal weapons and fuel. In fact, it carries more than double the internal fuel of aircraft such as the F-16 Falcon, meaning that the F-35 has a considerably greater combat radius, while its stealth capability also enables a more efficient mission flight profile. The aircraft's agility and maneuverability are further enhanced by thrust vectoring nozzles, giving pilots that fifth-generation edge in dogfights and dynamic maneuvers. The engine also contributes to the F-35 stealth by having a low observable afterburner that incorporates fuel injectors into thick curved vanes. These vanes are covered by ceramic radar absorbent materials and mask the turbine. The low observable axisymmetric nozzle consists of 15 partially overlapping flaps that create a sawtooth pattern at the trailing edge, which further reduces radar signature and creates shed vortices that reduce the infrared signature of the exhaust plume. But it's not just in the air where the F-35 is designed to excel. With its 3 different variants, it has the ability to operate from various platforms, including conventional runways, confined spaces, and aircraft carriers, all making it an incredibly versatile asset. For the F-35B's short takeoff and vertical landing operations, the engine incorporates the shaft-driven lift fan. Designed by Lockheed Martin and developed by Rolls-Royce, the shaft-driven lift fan, also known as the Rolls-Royce lift system, consists of the lift fan, drive shaft, 2 roll posts and a 3-bearing swivel module. This thrust vectoring nozzle allows the main engine exhaust to be directed downwards at the tail of the aircraft. Roll control during slow flight is achieved by diverting unheated engine bypass air through wing-mounted thrust nozzles called roll posts. Interestingly, a common misconception is that the F-35B is rated as a vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, when in fact it is actually rated for short takeoff and vertical landings. This is because a combat-equipped F-35B doesn't use vertical takeoffs. However, while not a capability used in combat, vertical takeoffs are sometimes required for repositioning of the F-35B in environments where a conventional jet could not perform a short takeoff. In these cases, the F-35B, with a limited amount of fuel, can execute a vertical takeoff to travel a short distance. Despite its recent success, the F-35 program has faced its fair share of criticism, including years of delays, billions of dollars in cost overruns, and plenty of technical issues along the way. Some argue whether a single aircraft design can effectively cater to the diverse needs of different branches and roles. As a result, it's essential to consider both the positives and the negatives when discussing the F-35's impact. And while it's clear that the aircraft is here to stay and that it now appears to be stepping up to meet more of its intended role requirements, only time will tell if it can ultimately take the place of the aircraft that it was originally planned to replace. Regardless of the controversies and challenges, all up, its three unique variants arguably make the F-35 Lightning II the world's most advanced tactical aircraft. As a result, it is now taking its place in the skies of various nations, with many countries around the world integrating this cutting-edge aircraft into their air forces and navies, showcasing its capabilities through real-world operations and joint exercises that have underlined its ability to integrate seamlessly into the complex missions of modern warfare. The program's global growth ensures that by 2025 there will be more than 300 F-35s in the Indo-Pacific region, and by 2030 there will be more than 550 F-35s in Europe. Looking ahead, the F-35 program isn't stopping in its tracks. With 960 units delivered as of August 2023, the aircraft is planned to be a cornerstone of NATO and US allied air power and to operate until at least 2070. It therefore comes as no surprise that plans for upgrades and improvements are an ongoing feature for the aircraft. The latest raft of upgrades will provide the most significant evolution of capabilities to date for the F-35, including increased missile carriage capacity, added advanced non-kinetic electronic warfare capabilities, and improved target recognition. Technical updates will also include a mission systems upgrade, a new integrated core processor with greater computing power, an enhanced panoramic cockpit display, a larger memory unit, and other classified capabilities, all ensuring that the F-35 continues to remain at the forefront of modern military aviation. And there you have it, a closer look at the Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II. From its inception as a multinational effort to its status as a polarising yet groundbreaking aircraft, the F-35 continues to shape the world of aviation. It's clear that this aircraft isn't just a technological marvel, it's a testament to human ingenuity, international collaboration, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. Whether you're intrigued by its stealth, captivated by its capabilities, or simply in awe of its evolution, the F-35 has certainly made its mark on the aviation landscape. What are your thoughts on this exciting and controversial aircraft? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Also, let me know if you'd be interested in a more in-depth video on any of the specific features of the F-35. In either case, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos to come. As we bid a fly-past farewell today, remember to stay adventurous, stay curious, and keep exploring with Air, Land, Marine.